Apollo Crews is set to make his debut at NXT TakeOver. Crews has been wrestling dark matches at NXT for a few months now. He's been wowing the audiences. And while the powers that be worked on how to present the latest indie king, who follows in the footsteps of Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Finn Balor, the easy answer would be, let's just let him go out there and just be a great athlete. No, that's not going to work with him, because unless you've been under a rock, you may have noticed that WWE has come under plenty of fire in recent times for his use of African American performers. Plenty of them are great athletes. Guys like Kofi Kingston, he's a human pogo stick. Titus O'Neil and Big E are the definition of power. Even the older guys like R-Truth and Mark Henry possess world-class power, and in Truth's case, agility. A buddy of mine joked that WWE has segregated all the black performers in the tag team division. With every joke comes a bit of truth though. And seeing the New Day wrestle the primetime players in a tucked away from the spotlight tag team title match, month after month, just makes you wonder, if Apollo Crews, WWE potentially has an unholy cross of a young Scotty Steiner meets Too Cold Scorpio, ready to be every bit of the great reformer he can be. A cross-racial reference between two guys. Furthermore, WWE cannot afford to marginalize Crews in any way. They can't put him down. Outright race angles should be the furthest thing away from what WWE does with him. Allowing Crews to develop a genuine personality outside of his race, rather than the Michael Hayes, being black is a gimmick, line of thinking, would allow him to connect with a much wider range of fans. Well, I think they're past that. They can spare us the mentions of being the first non-Samoan heritage of African American champion. So far, he's being pushed as this incredibly athletic, smiling babyface, no mention of race, which doesn't tend to work for black wrestlers because his indie credibility may be enough to get him through any backlash that he might receive at the very beginning. While his wrestling name reeks of, let's just time the famous black guys, those men being Apollo Creed and Terry Crews, he actually does look a lot like Terry Crews. At least we know it could be worse. At one point, there was a wrestler named The Godfather. The racial controversy surrounding Hulk Hogan may have opened the door to push Crews to the top. However, I don't want to see a guy rewarded simply because Hulk Hogan decided to drop the N-word. I want to see him given a chance to get to the top based on his talent, and he is one of the most talented guys on the roster right now. His connection with the fans, ideally, he'll be treated just like everybody else. If WWE messes this up, fans of all colors will be left wondering what happened, but at least those in the wrestling media will be able to accurately report on what went wrong. Hopefully, we won't have to tell that story.